Warren Forward trying to get this team back on top, playing at USC, the biggest game of the young fella's career, and it's about to get crazy. Forward's got to come correct today. A lot of people are criticizing him, just saying he's not really built for it. Is he built different enough? And that pass, as he gets, I guess, deflected as he threw it immediately. After a narrow victory against Iowa, you do not want to come out here and lay a dud in your very first drive. But so far, it ain't looking too good for the boys. And Forward goes down. Punt the football already. USC is currently sitting third in this conference. They do not want to be third anymore, and they're going for that #1 spot. And if you wonder who's the #1 spot, well, it's us, okay? They're coming for us right now. Mobley threw a dot on that first one, and look at Holman, though, get a big tackle in the backfield. Looking for a stop here. Obvious passing down. They throw out here to the sidelines. That's going to be right over Ness. Right now, Braden Mobley's absolutely dotting us up at the moment. We're trying to find a way to see if we can stop him. He throws another one to the sideline. Go to Harrell. That's incomplete, though. We're good. Mobley again, looking for the lot. Doesn't really have anything. Those are the Jaquez Ness drops, and you got to get that, young fella. Playing the role tough, especially when your offense doesn't really do anything. We just win negative every single time, but can the defense step up here big? An opportunity arises, and we fail. Big play. He's actually going with a little read option here. Keeps that one, and George Fry gets him down. Man, you're really seeing USC come correct right now. They put together a really good drive. They're on the doorstep trying to put points on the board. Looks like a halfback screen coming. Isaiah Holman could have went to the house on that, but he dropped it. He can't believe it. Third down, 7 yards to go. Mobley with Stewart in the backfield makes a quick little adjustment here. Watching the underneath stuff. They go for another one there, but George Fry's there to make it 4th and 3. Got to be a field goal. Look, these aren't the Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, and all those different guys that are there, Mike Williams and company, but this is a very, very good USC team. And they're showing us right now, despite being 4 and 3 and not ranked, they're trying to get ranked, and they could this game. But what? Who ran into the kicker? Isaiah. What? The good news is they ended up declining that and not going with it, because if they accepted it, it might have actually meant that they were going to go for it again here, and that would have been terrible. And they are spying Warren Forward every time. They are all over that. This USC crowd is going crazy right now, and Forward honestly is a little bit struggling. Throws a ball here though to Smith, and Smith grabs that one for a 25-yard gain. Sometimes you just need a big play to come through and just help you settle down a little bit. Forward feels that pressure right now. Looking for everybody. Says, I'm going to go ahead and keep this one to myself. He's got plenty of blocking, and he's going to pick up a big gain. They push him. Should have been a late hit, but he gets 21. I think what's crazy to me is he got 21 yards in that play, and he still has only 3 positive on the game because of how bad he's been so far. Little traditional run didn't work out too well there. Here with the play action. Forward not quite trusting everything. He's going to break one off. He's going to go down, though. Couldn't quite keep up, and he gets a loss of 4. 3rd and 14. Here we go. A little bit tough at this point. We're going to see what our guys can ultimately do here. 3rd and 14. You know, Forward loves a good tight end, and he finds a Marnie Furtney for a big 20-yard gain. Forward's just struggled a little bit with just really getting rid of the ball, finding his guys, but so far, he's doing a little bit better here. Sees his guy McDonald, and that one is batted away at the last second. What a play by the defensive back. 2nd down again. Forward doesn't have as much time as he wants. Throws one, though, on the run. It's Porter Ryan. We haven't really seen much of in the past couple of games. He gets 7. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Forward beyond gas at this point. Pitches this one out. Smith has enough for the first, it looks like, and he does. And the bad news there is we actually see Forward go down on that play. He was pretty gassed coming into there. Obviously, taking the hit didn't really help him out a ton. Williams is coming in. Williams trying to stretch it a little bit. He's going to make it 2nd and goal now. Again, we don't know the extent of Forward's injury here. We're just going to hope that it's not very long term. Right across the middle, though, is Terrence Williams, and we're going to see a dot from Williams to Williams, and all of a sudden, we got the lead. Now, to make matters worse, Warren Forward has a high ankle sprain. He's going to be out for 2 quarters, so we'll see him into the second half, but honestly, it's going to be a long couple of quarters before we get him. The good news, though, Ben Williams is more than a handy backup quarterback. Oh my God, why is this man still running? It's the defense. But again, Williams has been good. You saw him throw a touchdown strike there, extending the pocket a little bit when he needs to. That guy will do just enough to make sure this team is more than fine for the rest of this game. Big 3rd down and 6. We're going to press our DBs a little bit. See if we can get a stop. Mobley seems to panicking. Amir Carson comes through with a huge sack, and we are going to see a 4th down punt. Clark back here to see if he can get a good return. This is going to be kicked to him, and honestly, he's going to have plenty of room to move. Can he get enough protection here to turn one out? He goes to the right-hand side, plenty of room. Obviously not enough room to return that one for a touchdown, but he goes 24 yards, and Clark, again, all-purpose everywhere. One big thing we want to do is make sure they know that we are still going to run this football with Ben Williams. We're going to start out here with a little bit of a read option. They were definitely not expecting that, as Williams goes for nearly a first and gets it. Just because Forward's gone doesn't mean we won't absolutely run that ball as many times as we possibly can. Nice little halfback screen coming up here. Williams does what he can to get some yards. He only gets 4, though. The big thing we're having to avoid, though, when Forward does come back in the game, whether it's later today or for a future game, is just making sure maybe we don't let him get hit as many times as he is. Because, to be fair, it goes back to every single quarterback we've ever had at this university. We've just let them get hit too many times, whether it's from the play calling or the offensive line being lackluster. It's happened. 2nd and 4, Williams hits him with that play action. Sees a guy going over the top, throws one into a dicey situation, and that one nearly gets picked. Williams definitely has a really good arm, but his problem is really he doesn't have quite the arm strength some of our other guys have, especially Fullwood. And he throws a dot here, though. The accuracy showing on point. He gets 13 to Mr. Wilson. Keeping it moving here, nearly inside the 20. Little dump off here to Clark, who already had a nice little return. He's going to pick up about 8 or 9. 2nd down, 1 yard to go. Sees one, he throws one, and Smith is in the end zone 12 yards later. That lead's extending. USC has gotten really close, but all they've really come out with is a field goal so far, and that's just not going to be good enough that they want to beat us. And look at Mobley trying to move around, but the man is full panicked. 5 minutes left here in the first half. We're playing the pass pretty much the entire way at this point. Holman sending the blitz. Nearly gets through there. Can't quite get past the big guard, though, and Fry makes the tackle on Stewart. Big play here. Christoph Houston doing his best to get to the quarterback. Can't quite get there. Mobley slides over Shackelford, let the ball go right by him. What we don't want, though, is USC to have any momentum going into halftime, and right now they're having a whole lot of it. Another little check down, Charlie, and Shackelford all over it. Houston and company nearly there to the quarterback, but they throw a beautiful strike. Mitch was going to try to get to him. We end up hitting him down to the 1, but USC is on the goal line now. David Holmes having a great first half so far. 3 grabs, 58 yards, and we're going to see Evans this time get in the end zone. USC, they're about to be down 4. We definitely have our work cut out for us right now. We've got 3.5 minutes left to try to get down the field, put some points on board. Field goal, touchdown, whatever it might be, we need it. Williams here, 2nd and 8. Sees this guy in the sideline, throws a dot to Porter Ryan, who gets out of bounds after 13. Williams, again, hasn't really went down the field, but man, he's done some beautiful strikes so far in this game to make sure that we're still staying competitive. Throwing one, and he threw a strike, but it went to the wrong person. We thought he might have had a little bit more leeway on that. 53 comes all the way down to the 25. And USC's back in scoring territory. The pressure got to Williams there. A lot of pressure in his face from the offensive line, not really doing their best job at protecting him. And because of that, an interception happened. Defense has to do something big here and get a stop. A couple of guys floating. We're seeing a beautiful dot in David Holmes. 26 yards later, USC, they're back on top. One of the best things USC has done is really shut down our run game. They've made it unbelievably tough to get the run game going, and we got to make sure our pass game is crisp. First down again, 2:20 on the clock and some change. It's a close one. Smith nearly grabbed it. Keeping it moving. Back to the play action, trying to sell that a little bit harder here. Williams rolling around. Has an opportunity, sees a first down, potentially doesn't quite get it though. 3rd and 1. This little wide receiver running back option has worked out a lot this season. We're going to try it again right here, see what we can pick up. Pitch this one out to Smith. Smith again, not a lot of yards of it, but it is going to be enough. I think the craziest thing is that Smith actually might have the most yards per carry of like any wide receiver or any running back on the team today. Drop passes are kind of hurting us right now. You're really seeing that USC effect really in full effect at the moment. Our guys again running for their life. Williams is going to pick up some yards. He gets 7, but it's 3rd and short. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Williams in a little bit of trouble. Fernie gets hit hard. I think we kind of got to go for this one. I don't know. Got all of our timeouts in case we kind of need them, but I'm a little bit nervous here. Ball gets handoff. Williams, who hasn't really had much success today, does get a big one. We're going to call our first timeout. Like our big thing right now is we do not want to go into halftime down any points. Got a guy out here running. That's a dot, and Wilson's going to pick it all the way up down inside the 15. More arm strength would have been massive there, but we will absolutely take a huge first down for the squad. Underneath, Porter Ryan may end up losing some yards. He loses 1. Big thing here is even a field goal is going to be fine for the squad. Underneath, Wilson turns up a little bit, and he nearly got in there. He's our 2nd timeout. An opportunity here for Williams to try and get in the end zone. He's got the ball. He pushes in. They get him down. We're going to call it a hurry up. 1st and goal. USC again scrambling to try to get a goal line formation here. Doesn't really have the premier set they want to have in there. Williams takes advantage of it. 1 yard later is in the end zone, and we're right back on top of 14 seconds left. It's been a crazy game, but we still have the lead. Forward comes back soon. The question is, can we keep him healthy, and can we keep this lead? Welcome back to another halftime show here for Cascade Valley, and I got some news. We didn't sign anybody. I mean, don't get it twisted. We're still doing incredibly well, but there's some things that maybe will make you happy and things that maybe not so much. Now, Jonathan Anderson, we're still number 1, but with his visit to Michigan coming up in about a week or 2, we're probably going to end up losing out to him because even though we're maxed out in points, Michigan can get more points each week, which means we're probably going to lose him. But we're keeping it in case he decides early. Jeremiah Butler, again, things are going well for him. We have a visit in week 10, and even though Kentucky is inching up on us by 5 points week after week after week, we should be good here. Bull Dunlap was a guy that we were absolutely killing it, and then his visit to Miami has put us sort of in the back burner, trying to claw our way back to the top. And as you notice, well, Army has a visit in week number 9, which means we're probably going to go from 2nd to 3rd real quick, and I don't know how much time we have to make it up. Reggie Wilson is pretty much all but a lock at this point, in my opinion. Will Scott, I think, again, will be increasing pretty well for him, and we should be the #1 spot very soon. Keyshawn Anderson, again, a 77 overall. He had a visit to Wisconsin this week that went well, but with our visit in week 10, again, I think we'll erase that deficit pretty quickly. Nasir Graham is a brand new wide receiver. We started scouting recently. We're up to 290 points, only back 775. I think we'll be in first place soon for him. Darren Pollard, things looking solid as we continue to improve. John Phelps, another offensive lineman. Leviticus Williams, a big W. If you go ahead and look at his stuff really quick, +3. He's got 82 pass block, 80 run block, and 89 impact blocking with 85 strength. This guy is absolutely a gem. Even though they didn't really call him a gem, he's a gem in my book. And then lastly, Keyshawn Brooks, we just started scouting again. Another offensive lineman, a 77 overall, but a +9 overall gem. 80 pass block, 81 run block, 86 impact blocking, and 80 strength. This guy should be a great W. We just got a long way before we can really get close to getting him. But the good news is we still have the #1 ranking overall for all the prospects we've essentially signed at this point. Again, 1 5-star, 8 4-stars, 2 3-stars. We got 11 total. More to come. And yes, the comments have sort of alluded to it, but as you can tell, Warren Forward is no longer on the Heisman list. I think that could change. We'll see how today's game emotionally pans out fully, but I believe this could change. He could be back on there sooner rather than later. And to give you a holistic picture at the top 25, you see Clemson at 1. We're #2 for the college football playoff rankings. Auburn, Penn State, and Boise State make out your top 5, but don't get it twisted. LSU is right there with Arkansas, Miami, Texas, Texas A&M. A lot of firepower. Alabama's at 11, looking to advance at this point as well. So many teams are really fighting for those good spots, and you're seeing the big names really start to rise to the cream of the crop. But how about Bowling Green? 6-0 in the season. They might really not be playing great teams, but they're getting the job done. Now, we simulated a little bit here to start the half, usually a couple plays or so, and then Mobley threw an interception to James Mitchell, the dog, for a touchdown. So our lead just got extended even more. James Mitchell making play after play after play. I mean, he learned from some of the best out there. Mike Hemphill, Mr. Fowler. Like, this dude really learned how to be a dog, and he's going to be an All-American because of it. USC with a whole lot of wide receivers out this time. Mobley looking for something, finds a guy on the sideline, and Evans having a great game, 29 there. The defense does have more of a cushion, but good Lord, they've got to do better. They're going for a halfback screen. Our guys sold out hard. Jaquez Ness can't quite get that. They're still moving. Shackelford comes in with a big hit, but they're down inside the 10. Our guys looking for a stop. They got a guy across the middle, and no one's there. Burdette is going to get the 7-yard touchdown. And USC's right back in it just like that. Ben Williams still in the quarterback right now. Obviously, Warren Forward taking his time to make sure he's fully back healthy before anything gets crazy. And with this game being close, it sounds like we'll see him by the 4th quarter. It's just really by him making sure that he's comfortable. He's coming back out here. Maybe it depends on how this offensive line is blocking, which again hasn't been super great today. But look at Williams showing the speed for 9. USC again pressing a little bit on the outside. Got a guy wide open. He sees him a little late. Are you kidding me? Wilson doesn't see that one coming. Wilson has to see that one. He has to catch it, and he's got to pick up even more yards with it. I don't understand what happened there, but it wasn't good. And then McDonald doesn't jump. I know he's learning his receiver position, but you got to jump. A lot of familiar faces in new spaces, and you're sort of seeing how things are panning out because of that. We have got to make sure these guys are running things how they should. And right now, our defense is just trying to make sure they can lock up, and they're not doing a good job of that at all. I mean, obviously, the turnovers don't help, but what our defense is doing is essentially just giving up yard after yard after yard. Blitzing at this offensive line really hasn't worked, and USC also has people visiting this week, multiple big recruits visiting, and a lot of them are on the offensive line, which means they're only going to get better. I do think what you're seeing, though, is a product of them being in the Big Ten. They're getting a lot of those recruits they normally wouldn't get if they were still in the Pac-12. Those big farm boys are now starting to say, hey, we can play for USC. Let's do it. What a massive play there, though. We get a huge stop on 3rd down, making this a 1-point game, assuming this extra point or assuming this field goal goes in. They're going to kick it. This one's trailing. That one doesn't go in. USC misses the kick. They recruited everybody except for a kicker. Ben Williams looking to move past that interception, which obviously wasn't one of his best moments. Ben Williams always going to go down. Multiple guys in the backfield look for a dump-off route and just couldn't get it out quick enough. And if you're Warren Forward, do you want to come back into this game seeing Ben Williams, the backup, getting housed like this? Matt Wilson, though, goes out of bounds after 19. Maybe he heard the footsteps, but he's got near a 1st down. Wilson almost has 100 yards in the afternoon. He's been really the one consistent guy, even though he had an egregiously bad missed catch earlier. He's still doing well for the team, and Williams can't quite find anywhere to go. We got a punt, and we can't risk something in our own territory here. And I've just realized that Warren Fullwood isn't out for 2 games, or excuse me, for 2 quarters. He's out for 2 weeks. We're not going to have Warren Fullwood for 2 weeks. This team has to adjust and just now. And to be honest, we've been sort of coasting, just hoping we can maybe hold on to the lead for a little bit longer. But honestly, that's not going to do the job. We have got to come out here and do something big. And not give up yards is part of it. Mobley's just having a field day. This team is 4-3, but they've played one of the toughest schedules in the nation, and honestly, they're battling because of it. Mobley makes an adjustment here, sends the receiver back over to the left-hand side. Holman again, trying to watch the middle a little bit, looking for these underneath routes. They throw one out here to the corner, and Johnson's going to jump that one. He steps out of bounds, and if he doesn't, he was gone, but Johnson with the huge interception. A little bit of pressure comes in there, and all of a sudden, Mobley got a little bit of lemon booty, and that ball's back on our side now. Williams going to try to keep one here. Doesn't really get many yards, but hey, 3's better than none. 2nd and 7. Williams doesn't really like anything that he sees. Does find a guy, and he just can't make the connection. Ben Williams is so good, but there's just a little bit of mistiming between him and some of these receivers, and it's obviously rearing its ugly head at this point. Williams, though, again, has been using his legs. Eli's going to stay in bounds, and he slides. This is still anybody's ball game right now. We've got to make sure we lock this one up. Burris slides over. Williams takes the handoff, but again, their blocking is nowhere to go. Our run game has been literally obsolete. 2nd and 10, under a minute left here in this quarter. Like what we're seeing here, Armani Fernie is going to pick up 12 big yards. Can this team keep the pressure on it? Williams huffing and puffing right now. He's got to get rid of it. He can't quite do it, and he immediately gets sacked for a loss of 14. Jimmy Sorensen of USC has been solely responsible for 3 big sacks today. The man has been a legend. Williams sees a guy, but again, his arm just isn't good enough. Thompson gets his 2nd interception of the game, and we're missing Warren Fullwood in more ways than one. If he had a bit more of an arm, that ball could have been down the sideline, and we would have seen Armani Fernie just celebrating somewhere later in the end zone. But instead, now we're seeing Stewart go out for a huge gain. It's up to the defense now. The offense obviously is in a bit of a shambles. Can the defense do something major right now? Mobley throws one off his back foot, and our guys just can't quite get the pick when they were right there. USC knows this is their time to shine. Interception after interception, turnover after turnover. They've got an opportunity right now to get this game back in their side. Mobley throws one. We get a huge hit from Shackelford, but he's ended up knocked forward for a gain. Asking a lot of our guys here. Can they get the stop? Demel Hill, watch the underneath. He ends up throwing one. If that was a field goal, it would have been good. So much on the line in this game. The number 2 team in the nation. Our top quarterback goes down. He's out for 2 weeks. Can we do something big and stand up on defense? One of the biggest plays of the game here. 3rd down and 5. Is USC going to convert? Mobley with all the time in the world. No one guarding Burdett, and he's down to the 3. We might as well call it SpongeBob because we got a holes all in our defense right now. This is not a good look for Cascade Valley. Mobley under center, taking his time here. It's like a halfback toss. Christoph Houston, though, is the one guy that's been playing crazy today. Our guys playing the pass yet again. Only 3 guys in the front. We're worried. They got people open all over the place. Mobley finds Holmes again. David Holmes. He's been in the end zone more than once today. Coach Mervin McMervin has brought in Patrick McDonald. He said, look, we need you today. Williams out here struggling. Started off strong, but they've sort of figured him out. He's a little bit rattled right now. We need the OG. We need him back now. It's a big opportunity for McDonald to come out here. So he can look like the old Patrick McDonald. Burris, though, gets his first catch of the game, and he gets a first. So far, so good in this drive. That was nearly picked off. Those McDonald threw a gamble. 2nd down here. McDonald, only guy in the backfield. McDonald scrambling, has nowhere to go, and immediately chucks that one deep. Say what you will, man. USC has just been absolutely fantastic today. They have been incredibly difficult to go up against. And they've proven why they're one of the best teams in the nation. McDonald gets absolutely blasted on this play in 4th down. We got to rely on our defense to actually get a stop. I'm scared. You can say things have been difficult on defense today. 31 points given up, even against USC, is just not acceptable. And we're seeing nearly a pickoff there from Coleman. The biggest issue we've had is that we just haven't got to the quarterback. Whenever you're seeing a team throw the ball as much as they have today, they have all the time in the world. It just means that we're going to be in shambles because our guys can't get to the quarterback and sack him. That being said, though, our guys have an opportunity here. Big 3rd down. Can they get the stop? You've got to be kidding me. Another 11-yard gain. How many times can we let that happen? USC is starting to feel incredibly good right now. No one back there to protect Mobley. We are going to double. Watch one of their receivers. But it doesn't matter. He finds anyone and everyone. Man defense, zone, doesn't matter. Braden Mobley is carving up this Cascade Valley defense like they're literally a double A school. Not even close to being good. All that can really save us right now is an interception. Something of that nature has to happen or else we're in shambles. They go with a run up the middle now. This is dangerous. If USC starts running the football, we're in big trouble. Can we get a stop here? USC stays in shotgun. They're obviously wasting a bit of time here. Mobley's going to make an adjustment here. Fry is just anxious to try to get in the back. But USC is definitely letting this clock run as much as they possibly can. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Opposite their halfback in the backfield. Feels like a run is definitely coming up here. USC knows they're in the driver's seat. No blitzing at all, and a huge catch again by Harrell, keeping the clock moving. This is the most I can recall the Cascade Valley team getting challenged in the air. Over 40 plus passes thrown. They barely run the football at all today. It has been Mobley, and these receivers have been torching our secondary the entire time. Cascade Valley, obviously coming off a bye week last week, just has to do better. This does not feel like the Cascade Valley team we're used to seeing that is 6-0 in this season. Play clock winding down again. We're trying to keep our timeouts. Mobley throws one over here. DeMel Hill pushes him. Coleman grabs him out of bounds, but finally the clock stops. Second to goal, 2 minutes left. They actually didn't stop the clock. Are you kidding me? We pushed the man out of bounds and they didn't stop the clock. The fix is in. We've seen the overtime stuff. Now we're seeing the play clock stuff. USC now dribbles the play clock down to 9 seconds remaining. Coleman just trying to get into the backfield here. Prepared for the pass, but obviously still prepared for the run. They go for the pass. This is ballsy, and they throw it to David Holmes, who goes up. And now USC's going to have a 10-point lead with 1:43 left. We have all of our timeouts left, but this defense ain't stopping nothing. McDonald stays in the QB, trying to get a little bit of extra pass strength, but no one's blocking at all. Things are getting pretty dicey now. Obviously, we don't have a ton of time. Time is not on our side, but we're still going to be trying. McDonald throws one, and it's off the chest of a USC defender. Sam scared is an understatement. They are not blocking anyone. USC has sacked us more times than I can remember. It feels like season 1 all over again. We've had 1 4th down conversion today, but honestly, it's looking a little tough right now. I don't know if we can actually pull another one off here. Tries one. That is going to seal it. USC is going to walk out of here dethroning the number 2 Cascade Valley Coyotes. 1 forwards down for not just this week, but another week on top of that, and possibly 1 more after that. I'm nervous. Bye weeks are tough, especially when you got to go play in the road, because you never know what's going to happen. Your team could either be overly prepared or let a guy throw for 370 yards and 5 touchdowns. Our team wasn't prepared at all, and we got to hope that next week we're better than this. Recapping the stats, Full was 3 for 5, 51 yards, got sacked twice today, but you would have loved to have seen what he could have done had he been able to stay healthy. Williams wasn't bad to start. It was actually really good to start and then just fell off. And then Patrick McDonald probably wasn't the answer as well. Had to throw a lot of deep passes, not really fully on him, but we were sacked a total of 8 times today. That's unacceptable. On the ground, Williams had 19. Terrence Williams had 22 with a touchdown. Fullwood ran for -1. McDonald ran for -25. And Smith ran for 60. Run game was abysmal and the worst it's ever been in Cascade Valley. On the receiving side, Wilson, 5 for 87, but missed some major passes he should have been able to get to. No one else really was anything to write home about except for Williams getting in the end zone from a receiving side, and then Smith getting in there as well from a receiving side too. And then on defense, Christoph Houston was probably the one thing I was happy about today with his 9 tackles, 3 of those being for a loss. Shackelford had 8 tackles, but a lot of those are because he got beat and burnt in coverage nonstop. DeMel Hill had 5, but if you look at this sack, he had 1 today. Amir Carson got that, I believe, in the first half. We had none after that. From an interception perspective, we had 1 from Kendall Johnson, 1 from James Mitchell. He obviously returned his for a touchdown, but no one else stepped up. And if this defense doesn't step up, especially when we don't have Warren Forward for the next week or 2, I don't think we're going to lose just 1 game. I think we lose a lot more than that. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys in the next one.